We're back now. I'm gonna say we're live. I'm gonna tweet about it. Share now. Share now, ho.
No, share cow.
Share now, show cow. Wait, what? Alright, we're back! Hello and welcome to tonight's second stream. We have the camera lower than we normally do.
We're back, but no audio.
Yes, I've already read that.
Desktop audio seems really loud, or does it normally go that high?
It normally goes up that high.
Okay.
We are playing Tokyo Highway, and we've adjusted the camera so that you can see more of the table in the shot. So that's why Steve's head's being cut off. But there you go. Tokyo Highway is a game from Itten, which is a publisher out of Japan, and Asmodee is doing the worldwide distribution. I don't know if they were bought by Asmodee or not. I should look that up. But the game is designed by Nawataka Shiyamoto and Yoshiaki Tomioka. I apologize for your pronunciation. But Tokyo Highway is a dexterity game where basically we are privatizing the highway system, I guess.
Well, it's so the backstory to the game is there was some fair or expo, maybe the 60s or 70s, so the first 4 kilometers of highway in Tokyo was built, and between then and now another 300 kilometers have been added. And because it goes around most of the city, there's a lot of crazy intersections and changes and merges and different elevation things. So this game is sort of you're making crazy highways out of sticks, but they're also saying that, hey, the highway has been made sort of crazy over the years.
Because it is. Alright. So
this game has made me want to learn more about the actual highway. Apparently
we should just go to Tokyo.
That is one of the more expensive ways to learn about the highway.
Alright, so this is the game that comes with tweezers. Yes. Every player is going to get their cars. So it's your cars. It's one of the ways you win is you play all your cars. And then the number of things that you gain, popsicle sticks and pylons, depends on the number of players. But in a 2-player game, we're each going to grab 3 of these yellow cylinders.
The Tokyo Metropolitan Expressway opened in 1962 with a length of 4.5 kilometers.
Okay. And then each player is going to get 15 popsicle sticks. And
should we notice
30 pylons. We can. I threw them too far away.
We get 30?
30. Yep. I mean, they go fast.
Mm-hmm.
That was 15 for me. Mark. Ah! Okay, 15 for you. Cool. And then we're gonna play with the buildings. And so we'll do that here in a second.
Even though we're not supposed to in 2-player, but we're gonna anyway.
Are we not supposed to?
No, it's only for 3 and 4-player.
I guess we won't then. We'll play by the rules. Alright, and then each player is gonna get all of their cars. So 10 cars. In a 2-player game, everybody gets all their cars. Which is just 10. So.
I mean, if I were house ruling, then I would put it.
Well, we're not.
Yeah.
It's a stream, and we play by the rules on streams.
You're a loose cannon, Kairos.
No, I'm not. You are. Ah!
Not known for playing by the rules.
Definitely not. Okay, so, how you line up your cards is just how we judge you. But, this game is dexterity game. But it's a pretty simple dexterity game. It originally came out 2 years ago at Tokyo Game Day, one of the Tokyo Game Days. And it was only for 2 players, and it cost quite a amount of money because they made it themselves. And then they came out with another 2-player box that had different color cars, so you can combine them and play 4-player. But that was very expensive, and it was very expensive to import.
Yeah.
And so Steve and I had played this before, and then we wanted it, but we didn't want it for the cost of importing it, which was for a 4-player game, it was
think it was around $100.
I think it was like 100, 120. For a 2-player game, it would be 60. It was a lot. Are these?
Those are yours.
These are mine. Okay, these are mine. These are mine. So when the Asmodee version came out, the big published one, that means that they could produce it in such a way that it is no longer very expensive. It's mass produced. And so we bought it from the original publisher, but it's still, I think, Asmodee publishing. So, anyway, you can now get it in the US at your friendly local game store, or some Barnes & Nobles have them. So you go. So on your turn, this is really easy. We're going to start the game with each of us with a pylon. So that's these guys, the columns. You're just going to put it someplace, and I think they need to be like a popsicle part or something like that. It's not super scientific. And then we're each going to put a single popsicle on it, like that, with a single one of our cars on the popsicle to denote which highway is ours, because on your turn you can only add to your own highway. So, we like to use the tweezers as the current player marker because it's important sometimes. So on your turn, you must add another segment of highway. So you use your construction pylons to... Whoa, what was that? She hit hard. Xena tripped, but she's jumping and playing still. That's... Okay, we gotta stop, because Ishi's losing it. Xena's bounding and jumping across the living room for a toy. She's a very happy girl. She got a chicken dinner. We put chicken in their dinner. Okay, so on your turn, you're gonna take a pylon or columns, and you always need to adjust the height of your highway segment up or down by 1 from wherever you left off. So because I left off by 1, if I just went down by 1, I'd be running into the ground, and then my game would be over because I couldn't play anymore, and that would be stupid. So the first move, you definitely just want to go up to 2, and you can measure. This isn't like an eyeballing game, because the pylons need to be such that the popsicles are like firmly on the pylon. So I would do this, right? And that's me taking a turn. If my highway, the one that I placed, was placed such that it was the only highway segment to go over another player's highway segment, I would get to put a car down. If my highway segment was the only highway segment to go under another player's highway segment, I would also get to place a car. And that's where the tweezers can come in handy, is some of the highway segments, or when you place a car, though the tweezers are kind of tight for placing cars. The goal of the game is, once a player has placed all of their cars, they win. Alternatively, if a player runs out of pylons, and their opponent can place, like, basically does a turn correctly without messing anything up, then they lose. So if you ever run out of these, or the roads, and you can't place on your turn, you basically pass your turn, and if and your opponents can go after you successfully, you are out of the game.
Right. Because otherwise, if they mess up, they'd give you components, and then you'd be able to take a turn.
Which is the thing.
Also, in a multiplayer game, even after someone wins, I think the rules are you just keep playing until everybody's
done.
Yeah.
So in when you're placing stuff, if you knock highways over or anything like that, for every piece of stuff that hits the table, that like gets completely like hits the table illegally, you have to give the owner of that piece one of your construction pylons. So if I were to knock over 3 of Steve's things and 2 of mine, I would have to give Steve 3 pylons, and I obviously wouldn't give myself the 2 that I knocked out. So that's how, if you're even out of pylons, you can be put back in the game because somebody could knock your stuff over, but they have to knock your stuff over before your next turn.
Yeah. And the person that knocks it has to fix it all and put it back. Which can lead to downtime if there's like
Lots
a
of
horrific
downtime,
accident in like a large player game.
At a certain point, I'm just like, the game's over.
Yeah.
Like, if it's just so destroyed that nobody can figure it out, I'm just like, we're just gonna start playing again. And the person who did it loses. That's kind of like the one detriment of the 4-player game, is it kind of is like, oh. But in the 2-player game, it's like, no, you utterly destroyed the world, I win.
Yeah.
So. And
it reminds me a bit of the Rhino Hero rules, which is like if someone knocks it all over, they just lose and everybody wins. So I almost think of it, like that. If it gets destroyed badly enough. Okay.
Then we each have these special yellow pylons. When you place a yellow pylon, you can ignore the up or down height rules, and you can place the pylon at whatever height you want with the yellow one on top. So I could go straight from a 1 pylon height to a 4 pylon height, which I would not recommend because that is a very steep popsicle curve, and it makes it very precarious. Which sometimes you want, but usually you don't. That's not bad. So that is the yellow ones. You can go up or down as much as you want. In addition, when you place, so you always are adding 1 highway segment to the end of your highway, but the yellow ones can have 2 highways off of them. So the yellows, in addition to letting you adjust your height up or down, let you branch off into 2. But you would place them at 2 different turns. So those are kind of fun. And yeah, that's it. You ready to play? You ready? You're just making shapes. I'm yellow, you're gray. You ready?
I'm very ready.
That's good, because you go first. Here's the tweezers. Boosh. Start.
And you don't have to pick up everything with tweezers.
I would not do it, no. It's just what I use to mark the current player.
And we were joking last time we played this. It was on a Warhammer and our tabletop mini gaming table. For those of you who know Warhammer, we were joking you can pre-measure before you place, because I know in some tabletop games pre-measuring, allowing it or not, is a big deal. So.
You have to pre-measure in this because the way the game works.
Although was it the Hobbit game, the rabbit one?
You can't.
You can't pre-measure. So that's teaching kiddos about games where you can't pre-measure. Do I risk it?
You cannot tell what's going on from this angle. You can totally tell what's going on.
You just can't see the height.
I know, but shadows. I mean, this angle you can't see it.
Well, look, I am the bottommost to go under that one. It's tough.
So, I'm going to place 3 pylons, and I'm going to go here.
Oh.
So, I have successfully... You also cannot cross over another player's pylons, but I cross over 2 of Steve's highway segments, and I am the tallest to cross over them, so I get to put 2 tires. So there we go. Now it's your turn.
Is it? This is indeed my turn.
Vinyl Rabbit says they've driven on this highway.
So if I went in between, I wouldn't get a card because I'm not the...
You're not the highest or the lowest.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, the angles we played a couple games where like we need a diagonal angle camera, which we could repurpose that one for.
What was it that you said don't recommend? Going from a 1 to a 4?
Build that.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. So, I placed... Okay.
As good as we can get.
I placed my yeller, so I can do a height change. So
Yes. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Precarious much.
So I'm going to place this here.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Awful. I'm going to do 2 here. It's like this road is curving. I don't like it. Okay. That was my turn.
So yeah, I can now branch off of this.
He did lay his card on the side. He does that for reasons.
I think the rules don't say you have to place one on the rails. I did it so there's more friction, so it would be less likely to slide down. Yeah,
that's a cheat. Cheating, Steve. You give me 2 pylons.
3.
No, because that's 6 yours.
Oh.
And now he has to rebuild it.
I'll rebuild it better than it was. Faster. Stronger.
He has to put my cars back on. Oh my goodness.
And this is my only option. I have to place
Off the yellow.
off the yellow.
Yes.
But still only give you 2. I'm knocking
3! Oh, you are, yeah, 2.
I'm knocking my own stuff over.
Yep.
So if you like this sort of thing in a game, you will like this game. If you don't like this, you will not like this. So. And I can knock stuff over while fixing.
You're the one. I told you it was precarious. You're like on my car. You can't do that. You can't build a highway on the roof of my car. Oh, fun times. Fun times. Alright. I think...
Oh! This is what...
Oh, yeah. The whole... We don't have an us cam anymore! Oh my goodness! How's it horse masks now in frame? It's a laptop camera. How you doing, Steve?
Still only giving you 2 pylons.
He's gotta rebuild. He will rebuild.
I've rebuilt this. You know, some sections of highway, it is like this. They just get rebuilt. So often, people are like, why don't they just knock it down and try again?
Oh my god.
So remember when Tiffany, during setup, was like, don't go from 1 to 4?
It's a bad idea.
Still only knocked my own over.
Yeah, none of mine knocked over. Oh, very close. That one's very close back there, too. Oh, man.
That's the other thing about this game, is when people rebuild stuff, it gets like more
way
and more
jankier.
It gets like more and more. It's one of my favorite parts. It's like, because other players will technically rebuild your stuff.
Remind me not to drive on any highways made by Steve. Yeah,
yep.
Definitely not. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Public Works Project, year of completion 2018. Your tax dollars at work.
Okay. Now I get to actually take a turn. You just keep touching it. Sure, baby. Keep touching it. Mm-hmm. Keep touching it. I dare you. I'm gonna build over your stupid highway. That is very stupid.
When you knock it down, you rebuild it.
I don't even touch it. But I do go over it to get a point. Yep. There you go. Can't go over the pylon. Can't touch it. Is lay it on the road. Is lay it on the road. Go under it. That one's never been under. Oh, you can't. Oh, you can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't. Oh, no, not like that. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. Yeah, Chad loves this game so much that they imported the 4-person. But yeah.
We were close, but we were thinking we weren't gonna play it enough with 4 players to justify getting it, and we were like, if we're getting it 2-player, like we gotta get it 4-player to play with other people.
Yeah, because this is a game that we show people for the ridiculous factor. It reminds Angela of one of those drawing toys you get as a kid that traced the pattern from a piece of paper onto another. Huh. I don't know why. I think I know the game the toy you're talking about. I just don't know why it would remind you of that.
All right, no cars placed.
Wow.
Oof.
I mean, you're just kind of giving it to me, aren't you?
Oh no. Did you know this isn't a tile placement game?
It's too far.
Bridge too far, maybe?
Oh, that's my finger. Oh! Oh my god.
I'm gonna stop beating on the table. Yeah, that's...
that touches. That touches. Okay.
Nerve says top-down view. If you want to do the one that has both.
Oh, the top-down review? I think the top-down view reminds her of the game. I think is what she was saying.
Oh, it'd almost be fun if you switch the 2 cameras so the top-down is tight.
I think that is this one? No. I had that. I used to have that. But... Yes. Alright, I think I'm gonna use a yellow. I'm not gonna be as crazy as a 1 to 4. But I'll do a 3 to 5.
Whoa. You sure got a lot more pylons there than I'll do here.
Hey! Not in a dexterity game, Mr. Kairos. Alright. That... So weird. I get 1 point. I get 1 point!
Oh my god, I don't think we can...
Oh! I gotta use the tweezers to get my car out. Oh my god. Alright.
I'm not gonna breathe.
Mind me. Okay. Mother trucker! You're not as steep as what Steve did. Just gonna put it right there. Then I have to put Steve's back on.
You have to put the precarious car back on.
Yeah, but...
Yes!
You almost like table fisted. Okay, this was one of my cars from Okay, so my car's still from here. So your highway... Don't... Okay, so this is the mega highway. Oh, and then this was under. Oh, God.
Oh, and how many pizzas are you giving me?
I give you 3.
3.
I feel like your stupid precarious one should be the last one that goes on. Of course, now I'm just making it taller. But wait. Oh, yeah, that's the precarious. It's fine, it was mostly mine. It's fine. Okay. I'm not gonna put the car on, because the car got...
We could just restart.
I don't even know.
Okay.
Hang on. Okay. Okay, how many do I owe you?
2, maybe? See, it was 1, 2, 3. You already paid me the one for... Oh, yeah, you already did that one. I think you're only paying me 2.
I think
it's
no,
2
because there's another car.
Oh, no, okay, so 3. Yeah.
I think I'm at least paying.
Oh, it's my starting car.
Look, I'm just gonna rebuild your highway the way it should have been built. Wait, where did your starting car go? Oh, out to here. I understand.
Yeah, it's not the most efficient highway in the world.
It's efficient at making me upset.
It's also a memory game.
I went... Wait, where did I go? Didn't I go...
I think you went to that one.
I can't get to that one. There's no way, unless it moved. Yeah, it would have had to move really far. And this is what they have to do after every earthquake. And tsunami. Okay. This isn't too hard now. And that was mine. And I hadn't even... No, I had placed this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's mine as well. Okay, now I have to rebuild your stupid road, which I can't even get to anymore. Maybe this moved. Because I can't even get to your stupid road. Did you go above or below that?
I was below you, and then I went under to go back up to the...
I'm about to rage quit. Because, like, you're not helping.
I'm not.
Not helping at all. You actually just made it worse. I had reset these so perfectly so they would fall for you. I mean, they were structurally sound. Something. Just who thinks up this crap? See, I don't... I think maybe... Because this mega one...
Maybe mine was over more. Yours was over those, yeah.
Was it over?
Yeah, because I went under to get that one car.
Like that? Yeah. There is a memory element. So, but then it's over a pylon.
No, I remember I had my...
So is it like that?
No, like my pylon was on this side of yours, so then I just went up directly.
I don't know. I give up.
The kaiju part.
Kaiju part. Reset. Oh my gosh. You win. We're playing again. Spot Monk says after seeing this stream, they know to never accept an invite to play this game. Yeah, there's a reason this game was originally just for 2 players. Too much rage otherwise.
And I think it's the kind of game where just if you have it, you make up whatever house rules you want to make it playable for you.
Yep.
Like maybe that means if someone knocks it over more than a certain amount, you just call it. Or...
Yeah. And they just lose and you play again. I mean, I legit feel that that's why the 2-player game exists. The rest is 6 years. And it originally was a 2-player game because, like, the shenanigans of having to reset it is so frustrating in a 4-player game. Like, we were playing it at the holiday party, and, for my work, and, like, you get all the sticks. And whenever somebody would knock stuff down, like, everybody would just walk away and, like, leave that person to repair it. And then we would come back. Like, that game took an hour and a half to play. Because we just kept being like, well, it's destroyed. Go away and come back when it's fixed. So yeah. It's Tokyo Highway. We're gonna play it again. This or Meeple Circus. So different. So very different. Meeple Circus is it's a lot more individual and there's like timers and stuff. So this is a bad us-cam, but our normal us-cam is here.
And I think like something like Rhino Hero, this game has a lot of like soft interaction where you're like playing offense and defense by like playing some things that you think it'll inconvenience the person in the future. That kind of stuff. And whereas Meeple Circus is more everybody's trying to do the thing on their own. So
well, yeah, and you draft and stuff. You're only to blame for your own precarious behavior.
Yeah,
I think Meeple Circus is a lot better of a multiplayer game. Yeah. On that level note, I'm gonna go first.
Oh, do I need my...
You do. So if you're playing with more than 2 players, there's buildings, which are just big chunks of wood, and you put them somewhere, like, on the board.
I mean, we could start with them out.
No.
No.
2 players, complicated enough. And you just have to build around them. That's all it is. That's all it is. Alright. I'm coming right at you. Swerve. You just have to swerve.
Yeah, it seems like there's a slight disadvantage going first, maybe, depending, but it all kind of comes out in the wash.
Yeah. Haven't played Men Working yet. Have not played it. I heard it's supposed to be really good, but we don't typically buy dexterity games unless we played them before, and I just have not had a chance to play Men Working, but I know a lot of people like it.
Yeah, we heard a bunch of people enjoying it, at least at SM as a fun game.
Yeah, Efka and Elaine and John kept saying it was really good. Oh, that wouldn't work, because you built over top of me already. But this would work.
Mm-hmm.
For a point.
One interesting thing also I like a bit of the risk reward where if you go higher you're getting more points but you're using more pylons.
Yeah.
Like that.
I like it as well.
Going under and over your road.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a point both ways.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm gonna do a yellow. Right? Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna go for the 4 height.
I think it's a little far. There we go. Yeah.
I have to remember not to lean on the table.
I don't know if this is gonna work. Definitely not touching. I'll do that.
Are you the Thailand now?
But not anymore. Perfect. Oh, but Uteri. There's one that already goes under that. Well.
Yours actually goes.
Yes, I know. Yes, so I don't get any points. So it's your turn again.
Most useless highway, not doing anything important. Just going in circles.
Literal circles.
And that card was going over that one. Oh, very nice.
I don't want to be there. It could come out to here. That's pretty ridiculous. There's nothing to do that from doing that. But I'm setting you up for you to go under me again if I do that.
It's quite the hairpin turn.
This is the dude who had a 90-degree angle in their last turnpike. Alright, so unless I want to set you up to go under me again, I have to. I have to.
Well done.
I'm playing in a very concentrated spot.
Oh no, you've already got one going under you.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's why I played there. That's why I did it, Kairos. You can't play on a mine. That's mine. That's mine.
Oh. No, it's not. That's fine.
No, it's mine, honey. Look at the cards that are attached to that.
Oh,
you haven't played a yellow.
Right.
Yeah, you have one thing you can build off of. It's important to diversify. Hey, Mom Gamer! I forgot to update YouTube and Twitch. That's fine. We're playing Tokyo Highway now. But the YouTube was like messing up, so we didn't restart the stream because we didn't want it to mess up again. So the titles are wrong on YouTube and Twitch.
Whoa.
I see air. I can't put the car under it though. Oh! Oh no, that one. That one has one under it. That one has one over it.
Oh, and that's over it. What did you do?
Oh, you do. Yep. It is. You just watched us. We, like, played a game and then, like, lost horribly. I have to use a yellow to get that as a point. And I have too many things already. Alright, that's a 5 height, so I need to do 4 height. Deep steady breaths. Just circling the city. That's all you're doing. That's not legal.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. See, it's important to use the tweezers.
Oh my god.
It was one of mine. It's fine.
Mine hasn't technically fallen yet.
Nope. Has not. Don't do that to my sons.
Oh, you can't go up to 5. Oh my goodness.
You can go up as high as you want.
Yeah.
As long as you're willing to sacrifice the pylons for it.
Who designed this? Yeah, someone remarked when we were playing it at 4 players that the tweezers are often used as a pusher. Which is definitely accurate.
Okay. So I go over 2 of your highways that have not yet been over. Okay. Oh, that's adorable. I love it, Mom Gamer. Copycat.
Oh,
Give me 2.
that was quite the evil laugh.
I do have a good.
Sweet.
I do have a good evil laugh. Choose your green. That's under my road. I mean, we have an overhead cam. We can zoom it in. That's still under.
I'm already under. I only get points for that one. Anyway,
No. The pylon's under the road.
Huh?
The pylon's under the road. Also, you've messed up my pylon over there. That's kind of curious.
Okay, it is now not under the road.
Okay.
And I get 1 because I haven't. Or this one
does not have.
It's the lowest under this one. It's not the lowest under that one.
Yes. It's not the lowest. It's just nothing else is under it.
Yeah, but. Yeah.
Okay. This is a game that, like, we could never play with my family. Ever.
We'd have to play it with if you knock over anything, you instantly lose. I think that's the only way we'd.
Well, no, because my brother would just be a jerk.
Oh yeah.
All right, I scored 2.
Yeah, you do.
That's what happens when you circle the city.
Yeah.
Someone comes along and goes higher.
I have to set up.
I have 2 cars left, though I have significantly less pylons. Okay.
I was trying to be conservative with my pylons, and it's not paying off. And I haven't junctioned yet. I have to go off of that one.
God, that's precarious. Not touching it anymore. It's your turn. Let's show the other camera up close. He's doing another 1 to 4. Oh, honey. Yeah. Apparently not. Going for a 1.
You can tell these games get a little intense.
There's light. There's light. There's
when
light.
the conversation stops.
I get a point. 1 point left. Are you just ending your highway? Oh yeah, you can, because you can branch off.
I think I need to do this for 2 points, but then I think I'm... Wait, what's the thing about an exit? Do you get an extra car if you make an exit? Oh no, yes! Additional rule we didn't teach.
I don't think you get to win for that. So, if you have an exit, you may place an additional car as a bonus on the exit road. If your road crosses your opponent's road while grounding, satisfying the conditions, you may place multiple cars. So this needs to be planned at the end of the game with use of junctions. If that was the case, I would have just exited on my turn and placed 2 and would have won.
And okay, do you want to go back in time and do that?
I mean, I can. I could. You don't win. Because you remembered a rule we hadn't taught. I was gonna win on my turn. You don't play with that rule.
Okay, but it is a rule in the game.
If you're playing in the full game, if you exit, you get a bonus car.
I'm sure glad I remembered that rule.
A convenient moment for you.
You know, I'm not too sure about the stability of this.
Is there light?
Yeah, oh, there's
There's
light. I see a shadow. Oh my god.
So, it's not super stable, but I win! And that's Tokyo Highway!
Oh, winner gets the kaiju roll.
Winner, so we play that if you win, you get to kaiju it. So, take any pictures that you want to take, people. Me.
Oh look, my bonus car is on there. The cheaty car.
I mean, it's by the rules. It's just so pretty. We made pretty stupid art together. Alright, here we go.
Alright, your victory is hollow and meaningless, just like the...
A pylon rolled across. Alright. Oh, hello again, Internet. The camera got super twisted. So it's Tokyo Highway that I just destroyed.
Oh, there's still some pylons standing.
So it's Tokyo Highway! Designed by... We're not on this screen anymore. Designed by Nataka Shimamoto and Yoshiaki Tomiyoko.
Shimamoto.
Shimamoto. Sorry. You get to see more of our house tonight. Because we keep messing with the cameras.
Well done, Tiffany. On your victory.
It's no spoiler, Doc.
We were very careful. We were both very careful with that game.
I lost one, I won one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. So we played twice, obviously, you know, just to show you how you can play. No,
well, no, and also, like, that first game, I was playing roads that were intentionally precarious, and it did kind of make the game unfinishable, because Tiffany had to keep, and I had to keep putting them back on. So then there's probably a word of warning or a lesson, is, like, if you or the people you're playing with want to do intentionally rickety ones, you're probably going to have a different experience than if everybody's trying to make it more stable.
Yeah, but this is I think that the game, I mean, it makes sense why it was originally designed for 2 players, because if you have a precarious situation and somebody knocks it down, like, it's just not fun. There's a lot of downtime of, like, the one person having to repair everything, which kind of sucks. So yeah, I get it. But if you're playing with people who, like, play these sort of games all the time, it would make sense why you want a 4-player version of the game. Yeah. So...
that said, I really enjoy the strategy in this game, because, well, it is a dexterity game, but you also have to manage your resources, your pylons, and you also have to plan ahead with, like, what moves you're going to do, what moves you're going to set your opponent up for.
Yeah.
And if you see a move that could net you a lot of points, it could also be very risky in that you could, you know, maybe knock stuff over. So it also feels really satisfying when you pull it off. Or if your opponent pulls off a risky move, you sort of, like, you acknowledge that they pulled off something awesome. So I think that's one thing that's fun about this game, is, like, there's luck and skill without die rolling. And
then there's, I mentioned earlier, there's these buildings that you play with at higher player counts. You just put them on the board, and they're just fun obstacles to go around.
Yeah, because you can't touch them at all.
Yeah. But you could also, like, just put anything on the table. But if you're going to play this, you definitely need a study table.
Yep.
It works better if people can walk around the table.
You might want to, like, be able to, like, get down and look to see if
lights through it.
Yeah, it's not touching, or if it's at the right angle. We were playing it on a Warhammer table, and I kept joking that we could put some of the Warhammer terrain to play Gothic Tokyo Highway, like the cemeteries and gargoyles and stuff. So while we obviously didn't, I think it would be fun just by adding pieces of terrain.
So yeah, it's a good game. I mean, for what it is, it's, I think, affordable and it makes sense. It's definitely more of a kind of silly dexterity game unless you start taking it seriously, and once you take it seriously, you just need to know that you're balancing popsicle sticks on cylinders, and sometimes it's just gonna work.
Yep.
So, you know, don't put too much anger and hate into it. which you have to be playing with the right group of people.
And
So
it seems like the kind of game that's more of like a night ender. The other one that fell.
rolled away.
Like, you just kind of stop
beginning
playing.
Of the night.
Or,
Because
okay.
if you play the beginning of the night, you're so tired.
If you're tired of it. Oh, I was going to say,
Hey, Kabuki! Just in time for us to leave.
It feels like the kind of game that you play until you're sort of done playing it. Like a lot of like more silly or more party games sometimes are. Like, you can't necessarily count on playing it all the way to the end if you're in a situation where people just have to keep rebuilding it and it's not rebuildable.
Yeah.
Like, you might just be like, okay, we had fun, we're done.
We're done.
So
Which is what happened in our first 2-player game.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, Steve's stupid 1-4 highway was not going to be rebuilt in a way that made sense. So, yes, we have played the Climbers. We did the stream for the Climbers. We did one of the first play-along streams for the, or not play-along, but play streams for the Climbers. So, yeah, we like the Climbers.
Yeah, I like the Climbers.
It's definitely not a dexterity game. It's just a 3D, abstract strategy game.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. But the Lazy Susan idea is good, yeah. But you couldn't do that with this. It's so precarious. Lazy Susieing and just like cars would go flying. So yeah, so that was Tokyo Highway. We like it. It's pretty. It makes like this thing that people always want to take pictures of at the end, so it's fun.
Yeah, I do like the games that sort of make something interesting to like look at or appreciate at the end of the game. That's why I like city building games or tile laying games.
Yeah, it makes something that you want to take pictures of. So yeah, we like it. It's definitely... Oh, we didn't talk about fertility and shelves, but we'll talk about it here in a minute. So for this one, we have a shelf that is like games that are kind of like ones that I'm more likely to bring with us places or like teach with people and play with people in kind of like a casual setting. So like with people who aren't super gamers, or maybe they are super gamers, but it's a more casual evening. And I think that this game would go on that shelf, which is on shelf 4 for me. But that's mostly because I do enjoy it as a 2-player game. We have a lot of friends that I can think of that would come over and we could play this with them and they would enjoy it. And if it got destroyed, they wouldn't throw a hissy fit. Mm-hmm. I have some people we would never play it with because that would happen. So there's that. Uncle Mildred would not like this game. Nope. Uncle Mildred's too serious.
What I would put it as one of the games in our collection that's sort of a... Kind of like a curiosity, but when you pull out to sort of show someone, like, this is a game that's probably not like other games you've played, is sort of like games can do this. Another one it reminded me of, in a way, was also String Railway. Which, when you play String Railway with people for the first time, the game, is laying out railway tracks with string and trying to get as many crossings as you can, and not screw things up or play with others. Like, it's intentionally... something that's sort of loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
That you're trying to optimize, but in a way that still fits the rules.
Yeah, so. And it reminds me also of another Castle Crashers, which is a game that we have. We've never streamed it because, oh my god. Until we got the mic off the table, you couldn't.
Yeah, we could maybe now.
Yeah, but you build block towers, and then you, like, have a hammer piece that you drop on them. And that's one that I think I've played that game by the actual rules, like, maybe once. Usually we just pull it out as, like, a novelty and then build it in, like, this weird homebrew, I'm reading the rules really fast. So, yeah. I won Angela in the second game, but barely. I still would have won the other way. So, it's just one of those, like, kind of interesting games where when we talk with people who are like, oh, board games? You mean, like, Monopoly? Like, this is one that we can be like, no, like, this! And it's not Jenga. Because so many people think of Jenga as, like, the only dexterity game. And it's like, no, you can have a strategic game that is more than just, is this piece loose, and make it more precarious for other people. So, yeah. I like it a lot. I think it'll live on shelf 4 for us. That shelf is getting really full, so some stuff's probably gonna have to rotate.
I'm glad it got the 4-player re-release. One thing is, though, is the 12x12 feels a little big box. I mean, it's fine. It's just the 2-player for this. The 2-player box is maybe about this big, and then if you get 2 of them, it was a 4-player.
I think for what it is, for the price point, it makes sense. It's a lot of wood.
Yeah, I know, it's a lot of wood, and they have to justify that for the price. I just mean, like, on the shelf, it feels like a big box for the game. That's a very minor
For me,
thing.
I think it fits. Also, Mom Gamer, we've been having weird issues with YouTube, so I'm not super surprised by that, actually. Kabuki Kid, we haven't played Men at Work. The demo tables were always full at Essen, and I'm weird. I don't like to buy those sort of games unless we've played them before, and, like, we played this one, so that's why we bought it.
It's also why we didn't get, like, junk art or giant junk
Oh,
art
no.
at previous Essens.
Oh, no. The reason we haven't gotten junk art is because I have played junk art with the giant booth demo junk art, and I will never play junk art with... I've played junk art...
Giant junk art.
I've played junk art with the small, nice wooden one, and I've played it with the plastic one, and I can never own a junk art that is not the actual large booth copy of junk art, which I've been told costs them $400 to make. So they would sell it for way more. So anyway, that's why we don't own junk art.
It's almost a make your own, but I'm sure it would be a similar price to make your own all that way.
Yeah. So that's that. Shelf Force. Steve didn't say anything negative about that, so there's that.
I think just that going into it, you have to know that it's fiddly, and it's not. Some people are not gonna like it, and it's sort of a silly game.
So maybe I can do some YouTube edits and put this into this video, but basically, fertility. We forgot to talk about the shelf thing for fertility. So for fertility, we need to play Sapiens again. Mm-hmm. I really like Sapiens. It's a similar designer, but and they also use tile placements. And
same designer, similar game.
Same design, yeah. Yes. Similar game, similar mechanics. And I want to play Sapiens again to see, because this one was okay, but like it's not enough for me to want to keep it, but it makes me want to reevaluate Sapiens, which is weird.
Sapiens, I felt there were more like awesome placement moves with the rules, I think, for whatever reason, with like the bonuses, and like it was definitely a little fiddly with like all the bonuses around the board and things you could do in the 2 scoring tracks. Like this game is more straightforward, but I had more of those like set up an awesome move moments where I feel like I didn't, playing this either 2 or 3 player, I didn't have as many. That said, this one felt way easier to teach.
Yes.
And
it's way more accessible.
Yeah, way more accessible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the scoring still is like, I'm placing things, and like the use it or lose it, I think also prevents like the AP from things like hoarding and planning ahead. Like you really just have to get the stuff on that ground.
And Ohaimi brings it up. There is a 2-player variant. We haven't played it, but in the 2-player variant, you put more tiles, placement tiles in the game, so that on a player's turn, they discard the tile. They played the tile, they refill a tile, and then they discard an additional tile from the market. So there's 2 tiles being changed before your next turn instead of just 1. So I don't know if that would up this game for me any. This is so simple to teach. It really comes down to this is so simple to teach, and it's straightforward, and it's an interesting mechanic thing. But there's other games that I have that are a similar weight and complexity that I just already like more. Like this doesn't bump anything off, and it doesn't fill a niche that I feel, it doesn't fill a gap that I feel we have in our collection, and it doesn't bump anything or do anything better than we already own. And so that's just why I would always be down to play it, but it's just not, I think, going to stay around in the house for me. So, thoughts, feelings?
I like tile placement games. But that said, we do have a lot.
Goodness.
And this is weird, and I know it's partly because of the theme, but it reminded me that I did like Sailing Toward Osiris. Playing this. Like, I know it's just the theme, like, not mechanically at all.
Yeah, it did remind me of that too, and I wanted to play Sailing Toward Osiris again.
And because Sailing Osiris felt like a very, very tight game where you did not have a lot of wiggle room, whereas in this game, like, towards the end of the game, you have maybe all 7 of your market stalls down, so you're very flexible in terms of, like, in the beginning of the game, you can maybe get a lot of resources, but you don't have a lot of places to put them, and by the end of the game, you have a lot of places to put them, and it's more about which resources you get. So your end of the game is kind of what gets me the most points, and it's not as interesting, whereas, and I know it's just the theme thing, but Sailing Towards the Stars was very much like a photo finish, like trying to get that last objective or that last score thing, and that made it more of a nail biter at the end.
Yeah.
This just sort of like nicely cruises towards the end. And part of it also is I think the board placement was a little less intense in 2-player. But then it was frustrating in 3-player because it was very tight. So I don't know.
Jaime says that they think fertility looks pretty similar to the river, which I agree. I think weight-wise it's very similar. But the river, I love worker placement games, and it's worker placement and tile placement and resource management.
Mm-hmm.
And so it checks a lot of the similar boxes in this, but instead of drafting, it's worker placement. And I have been trying to find a good entry-level worker placement game for ages. And the river just knocks that out of the park. Whereas if I want to do an intro tile placement drafting game, we're going to play King Domino. You know, like, it just, and that's really what it comes down to, is King Domino makes this unnecessary for me. So, yeah.
Or like King Domino plus the river. Like, if you had both of those to pull out, either as recommendations or to play. I just mean, like weight-wise and mechanics-wise, that covers a lot of bases.
Yeah. So there's that. That's fertility. We're gonna do a thingy where I say, okay, we've talked about it, so now we can end. Okay, goodbye! For reals this time. Okay, and then we go back to this stream, because video editing magic. What?
There's some serious time travel, partly spurred by YouTube's weird stream.
YouTube did some weird stuff.
Maybe restream, but
who knows?
I'm just gonna blame YouTube.
But yeah. So Tokyo Highway, I think it's one that we'll keep. We'll pull it out. We'll show it to people as like a, ooh, this is interesting. But yeah.
Yeah, it's I think the best game involving popsicle sticks and tiny wooden cars that we have. There's also something satisfying about games with like nice painted wooden components. Like they have a nice weight in your hand. They have a nice heft.
Yeah.
Like it's fun to sort of play and maneuver with them. And I think this game sort of leverages the fact that it's all wood. Like it like physically would not work if they were plastic pieces because of the way the friction and the weight and stuff work. So that is definitely a plus. Like the component type makes the game.
Yes, and it's well produced. The 2-player box that you used to import is just as well produced. This is just mass produced. It's mass produced by Asmodee. So there's that. So yeah, distributed by Asmodee in North America and UK, and it's imported by Asmodee Group. So
all the disclaimers.
Asmodee.
Children that are 0 to 3 should not eat the entire contents of the box.
Yeah,
according to the bottom. Yeah.
Don't eat any of the contents of the box.
Yeah.
On that delightful note, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we go live sometimes, or when these videos are live for you to watch in the future. And yeah, or you can follow us on Twitch, which Twitch has ads, which we're not super big fans of, but we're still streaming to Twitch because sometimes YouTube just don't work.
It's nice to have a backup option.
It's like Twitch has got ads, but it's more reliable. It's true.
Such is
awesome.
The way of life.
So we will be back tomorrow for a play-along stream. That's right, we're doing play-along streams. They're over there. Can you get them? We're doing a play-along stream. I think I'm gonna go live at like 5 o'clock. And do a play-along stream of Penny Papers, the Temple of Akapiku.
Love Penny Papers so much.
Are you gonna work from home tomorrow so you can do the play-along?
I do occasionally call her Polly Papers.
But we can, it's more fun if you're here for the mummies.
What time is it?
I don't know, 5:30? 5? If you work from home, you just, you just work here and I shut your laptop at 5 and just say we go live and when you play along.
Oh, that's never happened before.
And then you can start up again before the next stream.
I do love this silly game.
It's such a fun game. So the Penny Papers series is a roll and write series. This one is 1 to 100 players. And it's super fun. There's 3 of them. We've played 2 of them. This is the one we like the most of the 2 that we've played. So we're gonna do a play-along stream, and I'll tweet about it a bunch tomorrow, on details and things like that. And we're gonna do a minor modification of the rules. We're just gonna play the solo rules, but it's gonna be a play-along where you all play with the dice rolls I do. So, yeah.
And I don't know, I really enjoy this one, and I'm glad it can be done as a play-along.
Yeah, but we'll probably probably play it a couple times. We'll do a play along in the early thing so East Coast can play along with it, and then we'll probably do a play along after our second stream or middle stream for tomorrow. We're playing Passing Through Petra! So this is another tile placement programming game.
Ooh, trade routes in the old world.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me up.
It's a tile pushing game.
What?
Yeah. Steve hasn't played it yet, nor has he read the rules. We're gonna play it actually as soon as we shut down this stream, so Steve knows about it. But we're gonna be playing this tomorrow night at 7. And then we'll play another game of Penny Papers Play Along after Petra. So we'll play Penny Papers Play Along before Petra, and then we'll play Penny Papers Play Along after Petra. It'll be like Penny passed through Petra.
Do we have any other games that start with P that we would be streaming?
No, but how did you know that's how I grouped them? Oh. No, that's not going tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is what we're going to stream tomorrow, and remember, we're streaming all week. You can find pictures of what we're streaming, also, patrons! I posted the schedule of what we're streaming this week to the Patreon supporters there, and I might actually do a poll. There is...
A patron picks poll?
A patron picks
on
poll.
Patreon?
We have 2 games that we could be playing on Wednesday, and I'm not sure which one that we want to play. I need to read the rules of the one. I've read the rules for the other one, but I don't know. So we're going to pick, and if I still can't decide, I'll let the patrons decide. But Wednesday we'll be streaming 2 games. We're going to be playing Sunflower Valley, and then we're going to be playing either Nemeton or Pandoria.
Love Sunflower Valley.
Sunflower Valley is so good, y'all. And then on Thursday, we're going to play 1906 San Francisco, which is a very fun, interesting worker placement game in like a very small box. It does a very interesting, unique thing. And then we might play a second game on Thursday, not super sure about that. And then Friday, we're actually probably not going to stream. We're hoping. It's a backup night for us for streaming just in case. But we might not stream just so we can like have a before the weekend, because I work on the weekends at the game store, and so I like to have one night where I can just... So there's that. So there we go. So that's what's happening this week. And then we're off the internet for the rest of the year. That's one of the reasons we're streaming all this week, is because after we stream these weeks, I'm going to queue up some tweets to be like, hey, watch these streams if you want. And then, other than that, we're just completely still internet free. We won't even be streaming to YouTube, and no tweets or anything until the new year. Just check an email. That's all we'll be doing. And also, you know, we communicate via Hangouts, but that's a whole other issue. So.
Which, I heard a rumor today.
What did you
that
hear?
Google might have something instead of Hangouts, but it was like a third-hand rumor.
I already know what it is.
Oh.
It's on my phone.
Oh, okay.
If you have a new Google phone, guess what you get baited into?
What do you get baited? Or baited or baited?
Beta.
It's kind of both.
It's called Duo.
Oh, Duo? Yeah.
Yeah, it's in my accounts listing. And I don't know what it is. I know what it is, but I don't... Yeah, I haven't, like, played with it. Because there's no reason. I'm
apparently pretty behind on the rumors then, if you already got it.
Yep.
Anyway.
Okay. Alright. You're all doing P-word tongue twisters in the thing. Okay. Yes, I am checking email once a day. I check email. I actually was like killing time on the email, and I inbox zeroed all of my email addresses, which I have 4 of them, and that's how like I have a lot of time in housekeeping. Like our house is like just generally cleaner. It's great. Awesome.
Also, about the play-along stream, is those play-along streams will be live later, so if you do miss the play-along streams tomorrow, you can play them in the future.
That's true.
When they're uploaded to YouTube.
You can play... you can play with Past Tiffany.
Do you have a playlist of the play-alongs?
I don't, I should. That's a good idea. Maybe I do. I don't know.
Tiffany, the One Tara's play-along playlist.
Play along with me!
Oh, and you can do a little intro for it? Yeah.
Alright. On that delightful note, good night.
Kabuki says now is the time to learn D-Day Steve. Just the follow-up to D-Day Iwo Jima. But that is something that I'm wanting to do when I finish one of my current projects, which is putting the attic together, is start learning rules.
Good night.
Good night.
Farewell. Alvita saying goodbye.
I flit. I flit. I flip, fly. 3 more days, folks. Maybe
and then
4.
no more internet. Wait, 3 more days till what?
Oh, of streams.
There's
three
more
nights of us getting tired and singing Sound of Music bits.
But you're all shoot. We already know what we're doing for February/January. And we already have a queue of games. So you know that.
And
but you'll find out in the
I
new year.
keep suggesting games, and then Tiffany gives me a quizzical look and shuts it down.
We're just doing an internet hiatus. So, like, I quit Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Like, we're not consuming any internet at all. We're still using the internet and, like, I'm streaming on the internet. But, like, I'm not consuming it. So we're not watching anything that is served to us. We
are still looking some things up, like
recipes,
like
I'll look up a recipe that I know,
or,
and we use recipes.
What's the weather? Like,
yeah. But we're doing internet exile, and it's amazing, and I love it.
We are no longer sitting next to each other on our phones.
And our house is cleaner, and we've done more things, and we, like, sleep better. It's just so great.
Yeah.
Being very intentional. We're, like, not allowing any consumption of internet, which is making it makes it really obvious how unintentional everything we were consuming was.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, I've read so many books. It's fabulous.